Okay. All right. So I hope you don't mind. I am going to mute everybody. And I am doing this podcast with this woman who was director of the Nature Conservancy in Wyoming and feeling completely overwhelmed by what is happening with our planet and feeling like no matter what she does, it's never enough. And I think many of us can resonate with that feeling. But she has shifted and just kind of confirmed yet again for me that it's simpler than we think. We really it's simple yet very difficult or challenging, shall I say. It's going inside ourselves. And that is where we can shift it all. So in this winter solstice meditation, allow yourself to flow into the ease of simple. A simple cup of tea, a simple blanket around you, simple, beautiful pleasures, and feeling into the heart. So, as I said, I'm just going to share a quick little thing about this solstice. The solstice is always an important turning point in our lives. And of course, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into that winter period. And it is about kind of retreating from the outer world, going into the inner world. And it's just a perfect time to pause and to be still and contemplate, because that's what's going on in nature around us. So this winter solstice, I follow some amazing spiritual teachers and astrologers. I'm a student of astrology my entire life. And I'll share my sources, of course. Pam Gregory, an amazing astrologer. Another woman, I forget her name, but she channels a galactic being named Zach, or an ascended master, I'm not sure. So a lot of what I'm saying is from the two of them, actually. This is not from me. However, when I heard some of these words and some of these um, ideas, it totally resonated with me, and I really wanted to bring it forward today. This solstice is more important than previous ones. And the few weeks before and after are a real shifting of our timelines. And I'm saying energetic timelines of humanity being on this planet. We're kind of at a crossroads. We can either go down the trail that many of us have and continue to, of fear and in authenticity, kind of going along with the crowd, just not being true to ourselves. Or we can go down the path of love, compassion, and authenticity. So that's up to us. We also can choose to go down that path of love and authenticity, of shedding some of our challenges and negative emotions and trauma from the past. We can choose to do that quickly or more slowly. It's whatever your body needs to do, and we're all going to get to the same place. So no need to feel that, oh my gosh, I got to go on that express train and everybody's lying there, and why am I not doing it? Why is it not happening as quickly for me? You may need to be more soft with yourself and just accept that it's going to take a little bit longer for you. That is absolutely perfect. So with that in mind, and if you'd like to hear more, please stay on after the meditation. So make sure that you're in comfortable position in your chair, and like I have a beautiful cup of tea. If you want to embrace that cup of tea for the warmth, and just close your eyes and breathe. And just do a few cleansing breaths. So breathe in through your nose and maybe out through your mouth. And when you do that, allow the weight of your body, the gravity to sink down, like your shoulders suddenly get lower, get softer. Any tightness in your shoulders or neck or your head, your facial expression, just allow it to sink and relax. I'm actually going to share this little PowerPoint for anybody who wants to kind of have a visual. Just take some deep breaths. Okay, now imagine that the room you're sitting in, or wherever you are, that you arise and you walk to the door. If that's appropriate. And that you open this door, you realize it's a portal to a different time and space. And you enter it feeling loved and supported. And you realize that there's a beautiful forest ahead of you. This beautiful forest with pines and beautiful, magnificent trees, and it's at night. It's this beautiful snow-covered path. And you turn and walk down this path. It's lit by the soft glow of the moon. And there's a gentle snow falling, creating a magical scene. One of the mystical, magical qualities of snow is that it muffles the sound. It creates such a stillness and softness. There's a hush, a peaceful hush. And you breathe in as you walk down this path. The air is crisp and clean. For you were dressed warm and cozy as you walk. You feel beckoned to follow this path, and as you walk, you feel the cushion of the snow with your feet and the soft crunch of each step. You are feeling a sense of adventure and curiosity to see where this path leads. And overhead, the stars are brilliant and the moon lights your way. As you walk slowly down the winding path through the trees, you hear some stirrings of wildlife. Off to your side, you see a few deer checking you out while grazing in the moonlight. Their soft, gentle gaze as you share in the beauty of this moment with them. You hear a pair of great horned owls calling to each other. You see one of them on a branch just ahead of you. You pause and admire the large, quiet, majestic animal. As it calls to its mate, are being softened by the snow all around. As you round the bend, you see light ahead of you that gets brighter and brighter as you walk. You realize that it's a bonfire that has been lit for you on this secret path in the forest. You see the outline of tall peaks of the mountains in the distance. As guardians and protectors, beyond the mountains, you see the Milky Way, the planets and constellations overhead. You find a comfortable log to sit by the fire, and you close your eyes. The fire crackles, and the sounds of the forest and darkness engulf you with a sense of peace. And you reflect on the true meaning of the winter solstice. We have a tendency to hurry from autumn to spring, to avoid the long, dark days that winter brings. Many of us don't like the shortened days and months of cold weather. We may struggle with the apparent bleakness of the land and emptiness of the trees. Our hearts and eyes seek color. There's great enjoyment in the thought that the light and warmth will soon be filling more and more of each new day as the sun rises higher and higher, starting tomorrow. But today, as the sun stands still, the true meaning of solstice, winter darkness has its gifts to give us, each one. As we gather today, we celebrate the first turn of winter to recognize and honor the beauty of the season. Ruled by the water element, winter encourages us to reflect and go within, to clear the clutter in our psyche, to release lower vibrations that have gathered from over this past year. Let us invite our hearts to be glad for the courage the courage winter provides us. Let us be grateful for the wisdom that winter teaches us, that withdrawal is an essential part of renewal. Let us also encourage our gifts, our spirits, as earth prepares to come forth in this time of withdrawal into a season filled with light. The winter solstice celebrates the return of hope as our planet turns slowly toward greater daylight. Soon we'll welcome the turn of the sun in the spring. But for now, let us be present and be witness to this uplifting embrace of the darkness. Notice the silence around you in this moment. Notice that the silence is just outside your physical body. Feel it hovering just above your skin. Perhaps you feel a tingling sensation or warmth. Stay there for a few moments, breathing into that space. Feel the energy emanating from your field with each breath into your heart. See the colors of this field. See if you notice any texture, shape, or image associated with it. Whatever arises, or not, just breathe into that. Stay with your breath. Perhaps just notice light. That is the most important aspect of your auric field, the light. The light is your connection to the divine source or God energy. We know that we are electromagnetic beings who emit an energy field, a vibration. Remember that this field is where we receive inspiration, where the creative impulse forms. It is where creativity from the divine connects to us. The quality of this energy or frequency is everything when it comes to the quality of what we create. When we're in creative mode, we're alive and dynamic. But we also need the stillness that the winter solstice provides in order to hear, in order to know from a deep knowing. Let us remember that safeguarding our frequency is even more important now than ever. Our collective consciousness is shifting into a higher plane of experience for all of humanity. Many of us are more aware and conscious of the energy around us and the energy that we are projecting out. And we are collectively lifting the consciousness of all. And we feel now more than ever the tangible presence of nature beings calling to us, facilitating this shift, which has been discussed for decades. But we are in it now. There's no more waiting, no more in the future. We are there now. The age of Aquarius, we've already stepped into. Know that we are all creating this world. We're all contributing to this upshift in consciousness. Our thoughts, what we focus on, what we consume throughout our day, from food to media, social media, conversations all around us, all has an impact on our energy. As we sit in silence in the darkness of this space, on this beautiful log, by this cozy warm fire, in this immense, amazing forest canopy, let this space be a safe container of creative gestation for you. Now I invite you to focus on your heart chakra and notice that there is a seed deep within, a seed that has been planted by our co-creative energy with the divine. What does that expression of the seed want in your life? What does it want you to create? That seed is awaiting your direction. Now let's just take 3 minutes or so in silence to observe what Spirit has in store for you. It can come in the way of a feeling, a thought could drop in. It could be something that you've been thinking about for a while that you feel maybe it's time. And yes, it is. It could be an image. It could be a color, a shape, anything. I'll be quiet now and just allow you to be still in that silence. I'm going to bring you back a little earlier. I apologize. I want to be mindful of our time. But know that you can go back to this stillness after this meditation and continue. And I would love for you to write up some thoughts to yourself on it. So now see this fire before you burning bright. With each inhale, breathe the light and warmth of this fire into your heart. See your light grow and the warmth and love and kindness and compassion grow within your energy field. See it fill your entire body. Merge yourself with this beautiful fire and light. Your light, your intentions for a beautiful future, a beautiful world in which all beings thrive, in which all beings feel love, peace, harmony, equality, abundance, honor, and respect for all. Now see yourself walking down that trail again. The soft crunch of the snow, just soaking up the last minute of this beautiful experience in this winter scene. Feeling the oneness of all. Feeling the sense of belonging and purpose and meaning that is meant for you in this lifetime. You walk down the path and then you see the door to the room that you're in. You turn, you bow and give gratitude for all of the nature beings and the divine spirits out there to support and embrace you. And you open the door, walk across the room, and you sit back in your chair and take a few deep breaths. Feel your body sitting in the chair, your breath in this room. Maybe move your hands a little. And let me just say these last few words of the meditation. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be at peace. All right, breathe yourself into this space, into this room. And I am so grateful for all of you that could make it today. And if you can stick around, I'm going to share a little bit more about the energy. If you need to leave, namaste to you. Um, if you're on my newsletter list, you'll get a link to the recording. If you're not, again, please just reach out to me to get onto the list if you would like a copy of the recording. And also, as I said in the very beginning, I'll be doing a monthly meditation and energy update. I'm going to try to keep them to 30 minutes. So, and perhaps this time, I kind of think maybe Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern might work for me after my yoga class. So that would be really wonderful for you to join us in the future. Okay, so now I'm just going to go into a little astrological energy update. And I also want to suggest that you share this with anybody who could use this time of year. All right, so some guidance that I've kind of collected over some conversations, YouTube, Pam Gregory, and a divine being named Zach, who is being channeled by a woman named Janet, and I forget her name at the moment, but if anyone wants links, you can always reach out. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is a very important solstice, more than typical, because we are at this astrological point where we've really stepped into this age of Aquarius, and there's a lot of planetary alignments at this very day that is really kind of emphasizing we're at a crossroads in humanity. Either people are kind of staying down more this fear-based energy, or we're moving towards more of love, kindness, and compassion. Now, personally, when I hear people say that, I go, well, yeah, but when we're in our normal everyday lives, we do go into fear and anxiety at times. And yes, that is absolutely a normal response to what is happening on this planet. However, if we can realize that is coming from just kind of an emotional trigger to maybe something that has happened to us in the past, or what we're worrying about will happen in the future. If we realize that and we allow ourselves to be present in the moment and bring a sense of curiosity and wonder, because we do not know how this is going to play out. And when we move into an emotion of wonderment and curiosity, we automatically shift out of fear-based mode. And there's a neurologist, I believe, who said that his name is, I believe, Rudd is his last name. He said that curiosity will get us out of fear mode quicker than courage and bravery ever will. And I thought, wow, that's really exciting, because if we just kind of shift into, we really don't know what's going to happen, it lightens up our response. And that's what we need to do, I feel, collectively going forward into this year. Now, there's definitely some difficult energy this year, and we've all lived through 2024, and we know that there were some major challenges and upheavals this year. Moving into this year, surprisingly, there's definitely going to be some upheavals, but the energy is supposed to be a bit lighter. Now, for those of you living in the US, you might go, oh, she's definitely taken some Kool-Aid. There's definitely lots of evidence that we are going to be um, in this kind of curiosity and wonderment mode more now than ever. But we all have a part. We all have a part in uplifting the energy. So I'm just going to go through some of my notes here. There's a greater confusion that you may have experienced, obviously, as I just said, kind of confusion in thoughts and energy, maybe having a low level of energy, needing more sleep. Well, that's typical for this time of year. And we should heed that. We definitely need to hibernate more. It's difficult to do and challenging to do around the holidays when there's so much going on, but definitely allow yourself right after the holidays and all of your obligations, or maybe even cut back on obligations to do that. You may be unsure of what you're doing, and know that you are changing. You are changing. In fact, um, the word out on the street is humanity has all changed. We have been, my computer's asking me if I want to restart the computer right now. That was perfect. Perfect for the winter solstice. No, it's like stillness, stop. But um, as we're in this kind of tumultuous period on this planet, our guides want us to know that all of humanity has shifted tremendously, but it's on an energetic level. And some people who are kind of not conscious, they're not feeling it, but just know that everybody has shifted energetically. It's just how that will come down, how long it will take to come down on this planet. Know that we are all shifting, even Mother Earth. We've all kind of, some of these teachers are talking about shifting timelines, and some of you may hear about 5D consciousness. We are shifting energetically, and actually, they say that we have shifted already to 5D consciousness, or this higher consciousness timeline. And we're moving toward great things. We are individually setting the scene for the year ahead. So, as we kind of tune into what we want for 2025 and using this period of time to see the beauty of what we're hoping to create, we are rippling that out to all of humanity's consciousness. So, we're co creating together. Align with greater health, relationships, a career path that's fulfilling if you're not feeling that, finances that are abundant, um, resources around you that are abundant if you're not feeling that. Whatever it is, have that in your heart. Hold those elevated emotions in your heart. 2025 has some really big shifts. So I'm told in late February, there's going to be some turbulence. All of this turbulence that we've been experiencing is actually ultimately for the good. We need to shift and shake out of our kind of stagnation that we've been all experiencing on this planet. And yes, there comes some kind of anxiety with that, right? Change creates anxiety in humanity. It's typical. It's, don't get, like I said before, don't get down on yourself if you find yourself going into anxious thoughts or kind of a fear mode of wanting to hold on, but just recognize it and just soften and let it change, because the good will be coming through this shift, although you may not see it. Know and trust that it is. Things have to change. So be within and create that stillness. Stay as positive as possible. Um, when you see yourself going into that fear mode, say, what if? What if? And bring light into it. So, like I said, late February, there's going to be some rockiness. There's going to be some shakiness. There's going to be wobbliness. But no, in late March at the equinox time, there's going to be some really positive and exciting shifts, uh, things that will be happening on this planet. Again, there's a surge of energy, but it's a more peaceful surge. It's going to be growth and dynamism and excitement rather than anxiety. Things are starting to be birthed in your own life and in your personal life. And I'll just share with you that this is just kind of so curious because I'm going to be a grandmother around this time period. So that's a new birth in our life for the very first time. So, um, so personally, that's what's happening in my life. New shoots, and those shoots that are coming through the that time period when we start seeing life come back to this planet. It's going to be growth for everyone, including the planet. The growth of humanity is starting to be seen easily all around you. You don't need to dig to find the good. It will start to be shown in your everyday life. I get chills when I think of this, guys. And I really do hope to kind of come to this point on these monthly calls and be able to say, see, we can do it. We definitely, it's happening. So there'll be a sense of smoothness and completion. You may have an urge to jump into something new. You might even be feeling it now as we're ending this year and starting a new year. 2025 is promising to be a year of innovation across everything, right? I mean, we're seeing it now with AI and technology. And I have to say, AI has some really great benefits. I'm loving it with my work. I'm not using it to write, but I'm using it for inspiration and creating structure for me. It's just amazing. So there's lots of invention and new ideas coming to fruition across the board and in your life. Use this year to be creative and go down that creativity path. Some of you I know are artists. Dig deep into that. Like, go for it. Just go for it. It is about bursting forward. So just think of that, flowers just blooming. As of right now, I'm being told humanity has raised consciousness beyond the tipping point. The Earth and the whole galaxy are on this higher timeline. Our guides have said that it's been a bit wobbly. They've been kind of watching and seeing us witness this great instability. It took a little longer than they thought, but we're back on track. And we have moved through this very important phase, this portal. If we look around us and see conflict all over the world, yes, that's true at the same time. But deep in people's hearts, there's more harmony and awareness of what we really want. And we all want love. We want community. We want acceptance. And it is there and it will continue to grow. So just have trust. Trust in that. And some more words about the heart. There's a shift now coming back to the heart across all of humanity. The entirety of the universe is refracted in our heart. Just think of that for a moment. The entirety of the universe. It's a fractal, right? That's what fractals are, sacred geometry. The entirety of the universe is within our heart. And if that's the case, don't you want to feed the universe with love and kindness and compassion? So, your heart is coming into its full, natural, most authentic version of yourself. This can happen now only because we're past this tipping point. So these are some words that galactic being or the ascended master Zach gave is uh, saying this to yourself. I allow myself to come into alignment in the most comfortable way with my new way of being, my blueprint, allowing all that is good to come to me effortlessly, to allow anything to flow away from me at any point in time that is for my better good. Allow the change to happen. Allow coherence within your environment and your heart. Things come with ease. Allowing your new authentic self to find its grounding, to find its feet, to develop and blossom within you. I know that I've been going personally through a tremendous shift, allowing myself to be guided. And, it is a challenge. I know deep in my heart something new is wanting to be birthed, and I know that it's there. I know I have inspiration. I'm following different paths, and just coming back into that alignment. I'm doing something called a U-bowl cure. For those of you in feng shui, you'll know what I'm talking about, perhaps. U is Y-U, bowl cure. For those students of mine that are here, I will share it with you. I'm not sure if it's in the content, but it is a wonderful way to kind of all of this, encapsulate all of these wishes for yourself, for greater abundance in all things, but with concerted effort and persistence of coming back to these elevated emotions of wonderment, of curiosity, of excitement for what's going to be happening, what you're transitioning into in this next year. So I'm doing it now. I'm in the middle of it because it's a 27-day cure, and it takes dedication. And, as we know in our spiritual journey, it's simple, but it requires dedication, right? It requires discipline. So I just like to wrap it up with that. Know that, just trust in that things are going in the way. The universe is unfolding just as it should. You're in the position that you are now, just as you should be. Just rest in that. So I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to unmute. I think I can, or no, I can't. I can, you can unmute yourself if you would like to share anything that came to you or any questions that you have. I'll stop the recording so we don't